Okay, we're back. We're back. Are we back? I think we're back. Waiting. We're waiting. We're back. We back. We back. We live. We live. We're alive. Yes, we back. I died it. I died it. I had to restart my PC. Did you die? I did died it. I did died it indeed. Okay, let me just... Everything closed? Okay. I don't know what that was. Listen. Resurrection. Yes. Indeed. Indeed, resurrection. Don't ask me what that was, bro. How do you crush a whole SPC? Listen. I'm magic. The Gaspler alive. Sup, you died. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I noticed. I noticed that. Beg you? Yeah, beg you, beg me. Beg me. I got raised from the dead. Okay, let's continue the video.
With a view in Canada. Anyway, disregarding the fact that he labeled the content he previously described watching as lolly, he also covered a lot of the same shit that I did. And oh look, even had an agreement with me.
A bit too middle school. You know, when Shadman is saying a bit too middle school, that
Reborn. What happened? Listen, stream decided, nah, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. They tried to stop me. They tried to stop me.
Regardless, as I established, Mutahar also repeatedly made the point that he was cutting ties with Nux Taku and that he didn't even want to continue a friendship with the guy.
So as far as there being a bridge between me and Nux Taku, it doesn't exist. And it won't ever exist. And honestly, looking at some of these clips again and some of these thumbnails that have been changed around...
Oh, it will never exist again, you know? Some have been changed around. Oh, quite the strong argument here, quite the strong thing. I was still in the other stream. You need to reconnect the chat on screen. Oh. No, it's there. It's there. See? You need to reconnect the chat on screen. I did. It's on screen. It's there. Speaking of, I went and looked up laws regarding the subject and countries where fictional decryption is illegal. It's a lot of countries. Oh. Oops. Do be like that. About, you know. It changed as I finished typing. This is a luck.
And again, some of these other situations involving other VTubers that feel...
I just realized my phone was at 1% battery. Was it you, Name? Did you kill the stream? Did you kill the stream, Name? I blame you.
Very wronged in these situations regarding Nux Taku. I don't feel comfortable ever associating with this person.
Well,
I don't feel comfortable ever associating with this person ever again. Oh, that's a strong, quite the strong thing to say. Also, I just realized I think my stream setup is a bit wonky. Wait, I just realized. Wait, let me put this all back where it belongs. Fuck. Wait. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? Everything is fine. Forget it. Forget I said anything. Also, let me put... It crashes again? No, it doesn't crash again. It will not crash again. It will not crash again. Can't believe we saw biblical aqua face wigged you. There was no crash. Listen. Did you open the door? I did open the door, yeah. Let me just put on my chill again. Pin message.
seemingly reconsidered his statements.
Listen, just ignored, you know. Nothing happened. There was nothing to see.
This video, as within 6 hours of its release on the 3rd of December, Mutahar deleted the video, but he also simultaneously made this community post. Within the post, Mutahar reiterates that he will not continue his friendship with Nux Taku. However, he also states that he believes the post-Nux Clarity video was an overreaction to his interaction with the Redditors. Another point Mutahar makes is
he was suddenly very hyper-focused on the fucking Reddit for some reason. Like, imagine taking Redditors serious. For someone as big as Mutahar. Hi Jacob, welcome to the second half of the stream, after I killed it once already.
in regards to his motivation for making the video. Specifically, he claims that it was an attempt to chase trends and drama, which he intends on steering away from in the future. You might be wondering why the image I've used is so low quality. Well, that would be because much like the post-Nux Clarity video, this too was deleted from Mutahar's channel, and the image I'm using is—
Oh, I have a theory for that. For what? For what, Saint?
actually from a Chud Logic stream on the 6th of December. What the fuck? So when did Mutahar delete the community post? Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I have reason to believe it occurred at some point during his 2-week hiatus that was followed by a 2-hour-long Metal Gear Solid video.
Oh yeah, suddenly in his Metal Gear Solid 2 video, he was like, yeah, you know what, I think I need to address it. He got a massive boost because of Reddit. They simp for him big time. I genuinely think he feels his channel is largely supported by Reddit. That's so gay and cringe. That is gay and cringe, dude. Because he was really hyper-focused on it all of a sudden. And he was like, ah, you're so right, Redditor number 3. You're so right. I need to put changes in there. And then he came with his Metal Gear Solid video suddenly. And suddenly talked about that. Talked about the whole drama in that one.
Wait, what? A 2-hour-long Metal Gear Solid video? That doesn't exactly sound like taking accountability or taking Nux Taku through the ringer.
The reality of it is, I don't have to come out and make these videos, but I choose to because I believe being accountable is important. And
being accountable is very important, guys. Once again, setting his own standard. Like I said, he loves to set some standards for himself that he can't, somehow doesn't keep himself.
Be a total hypocrite because I call other people out on crazy shit. And if I'm willing to completely sweep things under the rug and pretend like things don't exist or show you actual things, then I am a pretty big fucking hypocrite on my own.
Well, oddly enough, it wasn't just YouTube content that Mutahar was deleting, as around this time—
The funny thing is, in the first video where he talked out against Nux Taku, he apologized to Chat Logic. Then in the Metal Gear one, he apologized to Nux Taku. But he forgot Chat Logic and so on and so forth, you know? Suddenly he forgot Chat Logic in that one.
Mutahar also deleted his Twitter, claiming that he wanted to leave the platform. Bizarrely, a short—
Oh yeah, he left Twitter and he came back to fight with Hassan. Isn't that great?
Time later, Mutahar reactivated his Twitter account, subsequently putting it in private and deleting his entire post history up until 2020. I remember you could see it happening live. If you refreshed his profile—
yeah, you could literally watch it happening.
See posts go missing. I have no idea what, if anything, was stored within Mutahar's Twitter post history, or even if it's relevant to this very video. However, I cannot help but be suspicious based on the timing of this decision. Oh well, all except for this tweet in which Mutahar condemns Lolly, stating that anyone who watches it should be on a watch list. Kinda odd to me they deleted it in 2023, you know, a bit over a year before he decided to leave the platform. So what was his motivation for that one? Maybe it's—
Speaking of Twitter, take a look at Nux profile picture. Yeah, I know, he still has the profile picture where it's him with the Mutahar face. Besties forever.
It's because he realized that according to his own statements, he should be on that watch list for his consumption of Dropout, the, according to him, lolly hit. But anyway, within that aforementioned Metal Gear Solid video, which might I add is the only acknowledgement this situation ever happened remaining on Mutahar's channels, he said this.
Now obviously I can't make this video without at least addressing why I took a
Yes, you could have made your Metal Gear Solid 2 video without addressing why you went on a hiatus. You could have done it. You could have just shut up.
Hiatus a week and a half ago. See, I talk about taking accountability, and one of the accountability things that I want to take is making video titled Post Nux Clarity about a week and a half ago. Where,
the opposite angle of Mouseman. Is this what it feels like to be small? Never felt that way.
And I took a matter that I probably should have handled over a phone call privately, and I made it a whole public thing for about, you know, a few hours, and it's one of those things that I should have handled, again, privately, talking to Nux, somebody I worked with for years. Now, this was all in relation to a collaboration we did on his channel about, I don't know, 2021, 2020 at this point, and—
No, 21, 22, 2021, who knows? Who knows at this point? As a man under 6 foot, yes, small. Small.
It was one where, again, I had received a lot of comments on a Reddit and, again, various other social medias, and it's something that brewed.
Post Nux clarity after being accused of watching lolly porn is a very choice wording, yeah. Truly is, truly is. That's why it got deleted so fast. Not just because of the title was a banger, but you know, the rest.
For a few months, and it caused me to make a pretty bad decision on my channel, which is upload a 39-minute video, which...
Is this a huge fish plushie over there? What is this?
I would say a big chunk of it was really a hit piece on somebody rather than actually addressing things. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to come in and say that really I want to address the serious mistake that I made, which is making that video.
You're 5'2", damn. I'm 6'4". As a woman who is 6 foot, you're all gay and small. Ha! I'm taller than you. Fuck you.
In the first place. And again, throwing somebody
gay and small, gay and small.
Under the bus like that. So
hi Blana, welcome to Pain. Welcome to Dew Killing Streams.
Again, for this, I just want to say that all these situations have been resolved pretty much in privately between me and Nux and, you know, any party that was really involved in this.
Any party that was really involved. Just a blatant false lie. He had not spoken to Chud Logic, Nikandros, Nicholas Diorio, or harmful opinions about this behind the scenes. The only confirmed person is Nux Taku. Or, you know, all the involved parties, one person.
And since then, I've taken time off, clearly, and I've talked to a lot of, you know, big industry friends here, like people
big industry friends. Big industry friends.
in this game, people in YouTube, and it was really just...
Fishy is hiding in plain sight, writing his Google Docky. Imagine not being at least 6'3". I know, Blana. Imagine. Now I'm hyper-focused on that plush up here. I want to know what that is. Is it a dinosaur or a fish? What do you guys think?
That caused me to really have some self-reflection instead of crashing out in public and constantly making videos in a period of serious distress. Not that that discounts clearly the mistake that I made. It made me go into some level of, you know, thinking for myself, really mentally assessing where I am, and it caused me to, again, have a bit of a reset. And it's this reset that I want to make videos like this, the one that you're about to watch, in action, not just mumbling.
Fish, when he moves his head, you see the fins on the tail. Damn. YouTube doesn't like the word bite. Tail, it's a fish, it's a bus. Hi, what did you miss? Oh, Sasha, you missed so much. You missed Mutahar flip-flopping on Nux. Where he's like, oh yeah, we're ending the podcast because of Nux Taku and Chatman connection. Then it was, nah, we don't end it because of the Chatman connection, because we do it because of company reasons. Then he said he didn't know that Nux showed hentai on his in his videos, even though he was in like 2 of them. Then he described a hentai in very painful detail that played in a school setting, which he formally said, no, you know what, if it's a school setting, that's pretty much lolly for me. So yeah, a lot of Mutahar not meeting his own standards that he sets himself. Or TLDR, everyone is a degenerate. You're welcome.
Words of content that I want to make in the future. So I want to take accountability.
And now he's for some reason talking about it on a Metal Gear Solid 2 video.
Seriously, you know, fucking shit video that I made about a week and a half ago. It's one of those videos.
Oh, you know the shit video where I actually wanted to distance myself from Nux Taku and said I would never. Also, I murdered the first stream. Yes, it was the second attempt because I murdered the first one. It just started lagging and then everything died.
Move on past from. I've talked to everyone privately, which I should have in the first place, and yeah, that's pretty much what it comes out to. So ultimately things have pretty much been resolved, and I don't really think that there's any point addressing this going on into the future. For the people that, you know, have basically not wanting to watch me because of it, I hope I can earn that view back. For the people that want to give me a second chance, I really appreciate it, and I want this video to be an example of the kind of stuff that I want to make going into the future. I read a lot of comments from people diehard in the community, you know,
from the people on Reddit, my diehard fans
who want more deep web stuff. Maybe make it a weekly thing, which I've been saying for months now, but obviously when you get caught up in like the whole content drama mill, you do get...
Bro, never simp to your audience like that. Yeah, same. Yeah, I would never. I will say I hate you all. Except some of you. We can hate each other lovingly.
Lost in the sauce, so I want to bring that back. And if I want to talk about trending stuff, I think I should really stay in my lane and my field of expertise and cover crazy stuff like Scam Tua, which both of us went offline at the same time, and only one of us has been back so far. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end—
Except you, Quantum. You will always be my love. You loves me enough to find the tar pit. You know what? You know what? True. I will find the tar pit for you. Wait, have I put it in here? Wait. I don't think I put the tar pit in here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot to put the tar pit in here. I'll have it on the next stream again. I can give you a cage, a rope, or a water tank. Which one do you want? I'm a cry, dude. Cry harder.
end this off over here. I want to take accountability for that video that I made, and I want to move on forward.
Nah, yeah, and I love you too.
And I've resolved everything privately, as I should have. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to get back to content that I think—
No sniffles. Or you'll get the chat wet.
I think ultimately provides more positivity in the world, rather than regurgitating negative, pointless, meaningless drama, which does well in the short term.
You know what, fine, Majanga, just for you, I will find the tar pit right now. Live on stream. Where's the tar pit? Wait, I can find it right now. I'm fast. I will fix. I will fix. I fix. Me German, I fix. The German fixes. Chat punishment bundle. No, that's not the one. Anxiety and love was the one, I think. Was it anxiety and love? Yeah. Bear wrapped. That's a wrapped one. No. Not the one. Jetpack. Love deadly. Yeah, I think that one. Sludge pool. Oh. Fallen pink chocolate pool. Fallen dark pool. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. I find life. Extract all. Yep. Extract. Yep. Yeah, replace. Yep. I can do this. I'm a pro at this. Bam. Tar pit for Majanga. Majanga goes down here. There we go. Tar pit for Majanga. I feel like he's staring at my soul. He's staring at you. I'm sick, Quantum. Do you want some tissues? Do you need some tissue?
But is not good for your channel going forward.
This clip is from 5 minutes at the beginning of a 2-hour-long Metal Gear Solid video. I say at the beginning, but really it's after a minute-long spiel that's relevant to the title and not the drama.
He stares at you specifically, Sasha, exactly. Just at you, he knows you're here.
Is not a new YouTuber. He knows that by jamming the segment addressing the drama a minute into his unrelated 2-hour-long video essay, it's not going to garner a significant amount of attention from his audience or the general internet. That is when in comparison to a, say, I don't know, dedicated 38-minute long video. Now, as for the substance of what this
yeah, like pretty much the first half of the Metal Gear Solid 2 video was just him talking about the drama. It was like, why do you hide this in a Metal Gear Solid video?
Which is saying, real convenient timing on wanting to steer away from drama content. The moment that Mutahar becomes the focus or target, if you will, of the internet.
Oh yeah, and then he started calling drama content slop content. Like he went on the slop train, you know? I was like, yeah, you know, it's really toxic. I don't want this to be my content, blah blah blah. Even though he's been in the with the drama community for years. Like, bro, suddenly as soon as you get some backlash, suddenly it's just slop. Come on now.
Drama cycle, he suddenly doesn't want to cover drama content. Bear in mind that for the past year, longer reader, Mutahar had been getting involved in live streams with channels whose primary focus was drama, such as Chud Logic, Nicholas Diorio, or even DJ Killer Keemstar's Locale Live. I mean, it was getting to the extent that Locale Live—
yeah, that's what they all do. Yeah, they love it until they're in it themselves. then suddenly, you know what, this is all slop content. I actually don't want anything to do with it. You know, I don't like this. I don't think we should support this kind of content anymore.
Was looking to bring on Mutahar as one of the farmers. Locale Live's entire formula is based around forced and manufactured.
Listen, Tipstar is back with his Resident Evil streams, okay? He's my favorite Resident Evil Let's Player. Because I literally don't know anyone else who still plays Resident Evil. Especially the old ones.
Oh hey, would you look at that? A bit over 2 weeks later, he ends up releasing another drama video about the completionist.
No, listen.
This is honestly
listen, that was a follow-up that needed to be done. That wasn't drama, okay? That was a very serious crime.
Most blatant obfuscation attempts I've ever seen from a YouTuber, and again, it's all seemingly in a bid to protect not only his own hide, but his degenerate lolicon adjacent friend. I mean, it would just be a lot better for Mutahar if he stuck to his advertised ideals that he's been pushing for his entire career of being opposed to lollipop instead of repeatedly contradicting himself and lying. I do not think the friendship or clout gained from some demented freak VTuber who puts lollipop in his thumbnails for his mixed age audience to then share the source to in the comments can be worth it. I mean, what the fuck happened to these statements?
If you can't explain some of that production, if you can't explain that content to you.
Listen, you know, you try. You just said it, come on. Gee.
You or harmful opinion or, you know, to his audience, then I don't think he has...
Also, I can't believe Majunga disappeared as soon as I found the tar pit. Majunga fucking sunk in the tar pit. He got left alone.
Position working with us, because it shouldn't be us platforming him if he can't explain, you know, his past lowly adjacent content, I guess is the best way to say it. I don't know if he's like a lowly con. If he is, then he's definitely not in our crew.
Not only did
I'm back, yay, tar, yeah, you got your tar pit.
Mutahar not disavowed Nux Taku, he seemingly didn't even drop the guy, as according to Nux Taku, shortly after Mutahar deleted the post-Nux Clarity video, Mutahar reached out to Nux Taku and they hashed things
I must cook while marinating in the tar. Listen, the tar is the secret ingredient.
out.
Muta deleted his video, posted a community post, and then called me.
I love that post, like, yeah, he pretty much called me a pedophile, you know, but he called me, you know, we hashed things out as bros do. And then he went on a fucking, he had a video, I don't know if it was a stream, with some VTuber girl that was super annoying, where they talked about the magic of friendship, and and Beckett even edited the woman out because she was so annoying. The whole thing felt really weird. Yeah, it was really weird. Because it was. He talked with Hermes, yes! That's the one, that's the one.
And apologized.
Bear in mind, this is all while not a single person from the commentary community that Mutahar had been acting buddy-buddy with could get in contact with him. Seems to me as if he...
Yeah, and he acts like Mutahar was bullied into disavowing him. Like, bro, sorry, if Mutahar could get bullied into calling you out, I would rethink my friendship. You know, if you want to see it from that angle.
Just blatantly trying to dodge the topic and bury it in the past, all the while not burning his existing relationship with Nux Taku. I have to wonder why Mutahar disavowed Nux Taku and then shortly walked it back. Not just once, but twice. Does Nux Taku have blackmail on Mutahar, proving he's also a lolicon?
That's actually a theory. Some people believe that Nux Taku has some dirt on Mutahar. That's why Mutahar was like, ah shit. Or some shit.
Why in the else would Mutahar betray all of his advertised ideals for the sake of an at most online friend who's also extremely degenerate? I was also watching a live stream from Nicholas Diorio recently in which he coincidentally stated this in regards to Mutahar.
He's just acting peculiar.
Yeah, I also don't think that it's blackmail. Nux is simply bigger. Yeah. There's more to gain in theory from Nux than the others. Which is fucking horrible when you think about it like that, but sadly, especially with the big YouTubers, you have to think like that. Numbers is a big game for them.
And I've heard tons of stories from people who've been working with him that he's just kind of flaky, and it's concerning because I don't really understand why. And it's very out of character. He's been acting very weird recently, so if there is any sort of reunion, this is like...
You think someone's holding something over him, or...?
I mean, it could be possible.
I personally think that Nux has to have dirt on him to act that weird. I'm sorry, I agree with that.
It's not like Mutahar just crumbled and started repeatedly lying under the pressure or stress of the extremely high profile.
If Dew ever gets into drama, just remember she made graduate. True, if I ever leave, it's a graduation. I still think graduation is fucking weird way to say, yeah, they fucked off. I still think we should call it a funeral. Or divorce. You know? Graduation sounds like something that's happy, you know? Yeah, let's celebrate your graduation. Oh, you're fucking off now? Okay, bye. Is it lagging again? Is it?
Keppel's case, or any case for that matter. So why is he in this instance? Well, as the biggest
because Nux is bigger than Keffel's.
Mention the blackmail theory, it would just appear that Mutahar has a habit of choosing extraordinarily questionable online associates that he then lies and obfuscates for, as Nux Taku is not the first time he has done this.
Oh. I understand now. Yeah, and do not explain, please, the censorship. They graduate from life. God damn it. I love you all too, love you all too. Mutahar, Mama Max mate.
In depth on Mama Max, plenty of people already have, and the topic's been done to death.
Kitty!
But just as a basic outline, Mama Max was a YouTuber whose content primarily focused around exposing people and people hunting. Both Mutahar and Nux Taku would give Mama Max several shoutouts, and in the case of Mutahar would even
We forced YouTube to pick a side. Pick a side, YouTube. Children or pedophiles.
Collaborate with him. Mama Max basically went a bit psychotic with his perceived power provided by
He used Mama Max music-based mouse man. Yeah, I love his kitty.
His at the time large and respected channel, subsequently throwing around wild accusations against, as far as I'm concerned, innocent YouTubers, claiming that he could end their careers with pedo accusations. The reason for this is that Mama Max had claimed to have found a pedo vampire werewolf cult run by a guy named Camden Gerard Davis. And
have you seen this man?
Believed that everyone on YouTube with a large platform such as Moist Critical, PewDiePie, Anthony Fantano, Philip DeFranco, Joe
No, listen, he had to ask Fantano because that's what the deal he had with the music maker, okay? You don't understand.
Lex Friedman, H3, Mr. Breast, and Corpse Husband of all people should cover this cult out of a moral obligation. I don't even know if Corpse Husband was still relevant at that point in time. I'm pretty sure he was just on the list because Mama Max was trying to emulate his voice. Regardless.
Nah, because of their personal connection.
There was supposedly 6+ hours of coverage from Mama Max, but all he really managed to achieve was drive confusion and beg larger creators to get involved. Anyway, skipping a shit of stuff, Mama Max's delusional tirade eventually culminated in him taking credit for
He was no longer relevant, yeah, but Mama Max has his personal connection with Corpse. So that's why he wanted him to talk about it. Wait, Corpse? Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long while. Saint, I have to go get pizza. Can you pause this episode of Doom until I get back? God damn it, Ian. Why are you gonna go get pizza now? Come on.
For the arrest of a pedo. However, he seemingly falsified not only the arrest, but the evidence for it, as other people have found that there is no evidence that ever even occurred. As a result of this, his other aforementioned antics, and a lot more, throughout the beginning of 2024, Mama Max became the target of a multitude of videos condemning him for his questionable investigative methods, or rather, lack thereof, alongside criticisms of over-dramatizing topics that he covered in an attempt to stir up a frenzy that involved substantially larger creators for personal gain. Now, what's
if I could control Doom, my life would be so much easier. What do you mean? I always behave. I'm the best behaved person you have ever dealt with, Saint. Shut up. Shut up or you'll go back to the cage.
Notable to us is Mutahar's subsequent coverage of the situation and his previously close ties to Mama Max. From the surface, it looks as if Mutahar was one of, if not the main YouTuber leading
Mama Max decide to come crawling back. Insane. Mama Max update. Mama Max is a complete fraud. The aftermath of the Mama Max situation.
The criticism against Mama Max, which I would say is based considering their aforementioned close ties, but well, if that was all, I wouldn't be making this segment. For starters, let's establish that when Mama Max started getting a substantial amount of negative attention, Mutahar initially claimed he was ignorant of the content.
Yeah, Mutahar likes to go with the flow, so again. Oh, I didn't know about Mama Max. Oh. What? Oh, that's crazy.
That Mama Max made, and that is why he was still friends with them, which, hey, doesn't that sound kind of familiar?
For the longest time, I will admit that me, alongside multiple other creators, were kind of giving Max the benefit of the doubt because, you know, he made pretty big videos, which admittedly I didn't look at every single second of them.
Oh, you know, he made pretty big videos. You know, I didn't watch most of them, but you know.
So, from what I'm understanding, then you never really watched his videos, but you backed him up anyway.
He would, well, he would just like give us the gist of it behind the scenes, because
this happening back to back is the only reason we noticed. You cannot change my mind. No, that's definitely it. You know, it's weird if it happens once, but if it happens twice in such a short time. What do you think? Do you think if public opinion would have changed back to Max favor, do you think he would have flip-flopped there too? No, just curious. You might have shot caught heat for calling Muta a retard. God damn it.
that would be like, he would just tell us about the research behind sort of the scenes, but no, it wasn't like I would watch the finalized videos, at least most of them.
Right, okay.
Which is really funny because he at least knew about the Magnetar. He knew about Magnetar because they played it on the TV. Yes, he would have flipped. He would have said he had to because his friends tricked him into Max hate. Yeah, you know what? It's sad that I actually believe it after the recent events. Bruh.
So, because that's one thing for me is, you know, there's lots of, you know, chat
Which
popping off. I've got some people in chat that, listen, I've got some people in chat that despise you and they're popping off right now, okay? So, I'm just pointing that out. I just want to say...
They're right. I mean, they're right in this situation, right? Like, obviously,
no, I know,
in retrospect, you should watch the video. Yeah. You actively don't look into the folks you trust, and you just blindly allow them to say whatever. Without...
Again, he got so... he got so fucking fixated on the fucking Reddit shitters who talked to him. Clonoa or no?
Having critical thought about a single bit of it. So again, I don't really watch a lot of content creators that I collaborate with, and nobody really does, okay?
Well, what's even more familiar is that, much like in the instance of the Nux Taku
No one really does? Okay, buddy.
situation, this appears to be a blatant lie, as here is an old clip of Mutahar where he implies a very different reality.
Okay, so let's get down to the facts, right? Like, so I watched the videos that he made. The only video I did not watch was the 5-hour podcast with one of the victims that he made. Because it's 5 hours. Like, I'm sorry to say,
no one watched the fucking podcast. If Max had been publicly defended, he would have eaten the Oreo life. Yeah, that's really sad. Like, bro.
The time is short, okay? I got shit to do.
So here we have two different accounts from Mutahar. He claims to watch all of Mama Max's videos except for the 5-hour-long interview. And then...
Yeah, but I don't know the timeline of this, because this was already when Max was in some trouble. Because they talked about Spencer. He was like, yeah, I watched all the videos. Saint, I said to pause, oh my god. Yeah, and Saint cannot stop me, I'm too powerful.
Later...
Hi, Cloudy! Hi, Fifi! Hello! Heyo! Hello, Pepe! Oh my god, hi! I can make the heart eyes, see? Those are the heart eyes for my wife. Had to do it. I had to do it to him.
When it's convenient, none of his videos. He has to be lying in one of these instances. I think it's also worth mentioning the last clip of post from a Some Only podcast episode featuring Turkey Tom that was released in December of 2023, a month before the mass exposure of Mama Max in the beginning of 2024. Bear in mind, they are talking about...
Oh, okay, this was 1 year ago. Okay, yeah, this was really old.
the exact content that Max would later be scrutinized and exposed for. I just have to say this Mama Max vid was obnoxiously deranged. At the end of it was when he called out the massive creators such as Joe Rogan and Mr. Breast. Or
Joe Rogan, talk about these pedophiles. Mr. Beast, we need you.
Corpse husband, but anyway. Considering we have 4 YouTubers here, at least half of which make what I would generally describe as informative or research content, you would expect them not to fall for Mama Max's facade. Well, I guess expectations are how you get this.
Nah, everyone loved Mama Max back then. Everyone loved him. They thought it was coolest shit ever.
Disappointing.
Yeah, you can describe God.
So basically, all right, here's a little mini documentary. A few weeks ago, I was doing my thing, and I saw a video on my feed, what happened to Mama Max? And I'm like, oh, what happened to him? I haven't heard anything in a while. It was posted by this weird channel called God Cult. So
this was still so stupid that he changed the name of his channel. Like, what did he expect would happen? People didn't even knew that it was him because the name was fucking God Cult. Do I send a funny? Okay, I will look at the funny. You do know I'm not American, right? Oh no, not this dude again. How is Trump handling your economy, Yen? How is Trump handling it? I never heard of Mama Max back then. Thank the deities too. Oh, I don't even understand how much it upset me at the time. Yeah. No, and I don't want to understand. Saint.
Mama Max, friend of the show, guy who basically
Mama Max, friend of the show. You know, we love him.
He hunts files for a living. He rebranded his channel.
Wow!
And he made a video talking
about friend of the show, hunts pedophiles for a living. Friend.
How many pedophiles did he got, huh?
Friend of the show.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Dude.
But how do I...
Bro!
Don't worry, maybe the time frames are just all up. We already watched that clip of Mutahar talking about how YouTubers don't watch their—
Also, I need to chill, otherwise Saint gets a heart attack. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already for the second half of the stream. Then maybe for future streams will not crash. His pedo OCs do. Excuse me, his pedo OCs. Not even his pedo OCs went to prison.
their friends' content. So maybe there's some plausible deny. Oh, he blatantly contradicts himself in the same fucking conversation.
I think with his situation, if I was in a shoe.
And if you want head pets and tell me that I'm proud of you, unlike your parents, don't forget to donate.
I would take that evidence, produce like an hour video or something, like, or however long, just to bring the point across 100%, make a real debt to rights piece. And naturally, I would assume my friends would watch my video and probably cover it in their own rights, you know? Like, it's happened from time to time. Like,
oh, he's giving advice.
Caleb, you've done stuff that I've covered on my channel and vice versa, right? Like, when we were doing that Josiah Mizukami guy that ended up getting busted, you covered him, vice versa. It happens. Nux, you do it. Tom, you and I do it with each other. Everyone does it. Like, it's not like...
I love my dad. Damn. Showing off that you have a dad. I see how it is. Fucking show off.
Like your friends are going to ignore you, but like your friends can't blindly co-sign on whatever you're saying, right? Because you just don't understand it.
When will he stop lying? But back onto the point of disappointment.
Here's the thing. When it comes to Max, though, just because, as far as my personal bias, I believe that
I mean, that's them trying to give him advice, so I don't really... Maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't really see the big point here now when it comes to the West, and the West is much more telling.
Has evidence and that he really is doing this for good reasons.
I think it's like
I think he
highly dramatized thing.
Hey, what the f, Tom? You aren't supposed to be the focus of this video. Why did he agree that Mama Max likely had evidence despite presenting none of it?
I like Max. I like his videos, but
yeah, because it was when they all still liked and were friends with him and thought it was all legit. So, my issue is they're doing it live. Yeah, okay. I mean, it was a podcast episode, so not even live. You know, some disappointment, but you're our disappointment. And we love you. Anyways.
He is being, I don't know, he needs to pop Zanny right now, because he's going a little crazy, I think. The thing is, there seems to be some, like, child cult or something that he wants to be reported
Yeah,
on.
they could have cut it out.
Which is fair, but I think the biggest issue is like no content creator even knows like where the evidence is, what this is about. Nobody has a detailed explanation, and like if you want people to cover this, like you need to break the story first. You know what I mean? Like you need to have the information.
Yes, true and real. All right, so unfortunately, he's just couching his language because
True
one
and
of the
real.
fellas he's speaking to, that being Nux Taku, who introduced the situation, very clearly is quite fond of Mama Max. But anyway, back to the focus.
So I think, and that's what I said to Max, I'm like, if you want to do this, instead of pulling at the pant legs, right? Like, if you present one good story, like beginning, middle,
That's
and
what everyone told Mama Max. Just make the video and people will naturally cut on when it is really substantial evidence and everything, because fucking vampire, werewolf, pedophile, sex cult is an insane topic.
end or beginning, middle about this situation, this like cult leader, because, bro, a vampire cult leader that's trafficking human beings, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's like in metadata gold on YouTube, right? Like that's gonna slap. But the thing is, you gotta have a story. You gotta have something that presents
evidence.
Because yeah, if you want people to react to you, and
Yeah, especially from the ARG guy. Come on now, that would have been actually such a banger thing if he just would have done it correctly. Hi chat, sorry I was AFK making chili. Don't worry. We're still here. We're still here, Tusky.
respond to the video, right? Then you're gonna have to make something that is, you're gonna have to present the story, and people will naturally come, right? Like it is what it is. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's very dramatized, and the approach, I think, isn't honed to YouTube.
I think with his situation, if I was in his shoes, I would take that evidence, produce like an hour video or something, like, or however long, just to bring the point across 100%, make a real debt to rights piece.
Okay, this motherfucker is sweeping for real. Bear in mind, this is after Mama Max's God Cult campaign had played out in its entirety. Nothing about that situation changes between the date that this podcast happened and Mama Max getting called out for his absolutely deranged.
Oh yeah, that's really bad timing. Really bad timing. Like at this point you should have just re-recorded it. Or something, you know, because if it was at the same time where he got outed by Mutahar, yeah. If it was in the beginning, I would have understood. But wait, no. Okay, this was 5 months ago.
Range coverage of Candid Gerard Davis. This is after Mama Max had already made his video calling out Moist Critical for not covering his vampire werewolf people cult. Mama Max has already made.
It does change something. Behind the scenes, people talking and typing it up, yeah. Really bad timing. Really unfortunate, really unfortunate. Friends keep discussing how bad it is, yeah. It's annoying.
All of these absurd claims with next to no evidence.
My 5 IRG is a Zodiac killer. Instead, Max decided that Neo-Satanic Panic was the right move. Listen, we needed the Neo-Satanic Panic, you know. Did you know that influencers are just like cults? It's called milieu control, you know. He really loves this milieu control.
Evidence, and Mutahar has already said that he watched those videos. Yet here these veteran YouTubers are still conversing about it as if he does have evidence and he's just yet to release it. They should already be condemning him. There's chat logic to reiterate the point.
They really tried to hold on for as long as possible. Like, this really could say they jumped out when it was really like, yeah, he's a lost case. He's a lost case.
Hello, friends, it's me.
Oh, I don't know. It's like a
Oh
guy
god,
releases
not
a
this
video and he's smearing the name of the person on the wall in feces, right? You know, I don't fucking know.
You know what I can actually see? Max do it with feces or with blood. You have to fence it as long as you can. And unfortunate. Saint, I hate you sometimes. Especially if you're Tom, who's set aside. I hate it when you're white. Makes me unhappy.
No, Daniel is a p***. It's fucking smeared in feces on the wall. So
Hello, welcome back, redhead YouTuber. I killed this last stream. My PC decided, nah, I'm going to sleep. Trying to eat my nuggies. I thought you were eating pizza. Did you lie, Yen? Did you lie to me? Would you ever lie to me?
Schizo breakdown, and they're just there going, well, the thing is, the problem is, there isn't really much evidence that I've seen of this. If only you could put together a video just explaining and laying out what the issues are, then maybe people would talk about it. Right? Just see what I mean?
That's especially when considering the fact that Mutahar went on this big public tirade against Mama Max not long later when the public opinion had swayed against him due to the coverage from smaller creators like Nicholas Diorio. By the way, other than digging up old shit that Mama
Nugget pizza? Is there a chicken nugget pizza? Listen. I could believe it. Put the nuggets on the pizza. It's nugget crust.
Max had done that.
That kinda sounds disgusting.
Mutahar supported at the time. I'm pretty sure Mutahar just piggybacked off of Nicholas Diorio's investigation. I'm not one to criticize, I suppose. This very video is based.
Nah. Nicholas already made the point that he couldn't have done it with without Mutahar. Because Mutahar was the one who put up the call between him and Max. And then there was also the fact that Mutahar has a bigger platform, so his video exposing Max actually did a lot. So sadly, that's the point that even Nicholas Yorio has refrained from. That he piggybacked off his research. Because he literally said multiple times when people insinuated that, nah, I couldn't have done it without him.
Basically just a compilation of all the information dug up and presented by Harmful Opinions, Nikandros, Queenman, and Chudlodge.
I can't believe Jan lied to us. No, but that needs a punishment. That needs a punishment. You know what? You get the rope. You get the rope, Jan. Oh god, that's a big rope. It's too big. Jan is not that big. Wait. Jan is not that big. There we go. That's better. There you go. There you go.
But the point is more that this Mutahar guy seemingly just used Nicholas as an out for the fact that he had previously legitimized Mama Max and hadn't actually done any of the considerations himself as to why Mama Max was fucked. I mean, for fuck's sake, here is a clip from the same month Mama Max ended up being exposed, or more specifically.
It's easy to go all in when you are beloved for being opposition, when you're known as a sister. Hey, Sweet Cake Days, thanks for subscribing. Release me and I share my nuggies. Nah, you stay hanging over there. You lied. You said you have pizza.
Specifically, January 12th, 2024.
You've spoken to him on several occasions, right? Not just the one live stream. I think you mentioned you spoke to him privately.
Yeah, the thing that I was referring to yesterday with him was like me and
I'm 6 foot. Yeah, I'm 6'4". Who's small now, bitch?
Nux had a conversation with him about the situation behind the scenes.
And you guys have met and stuff. You shared a house at VidCon, right? Like you guys were friends or are friends.
Yeah, I mean we shared a place at VidCon. We're friends. Yeah, I would say for now.
So we still a friend at this point.
I would say for now. For now, this one does. Wait, I need a sip. God, it's always freaking out when I'm taking a sip. It's always freaking out. It's acting like I'm shaking my head wildly while sipping on my own. Hey, Sweet Cake Days, thanks for subscribing again. What's freaking out right now? I don't know.
I shit you not, it's 6 days later, so not even a week, that Mutahar releases his first video exposing Mama Max, which I will expand upon briefly. Before that though, here's one clip from Chudlogic to reiterate the point for the final time, that the Some Ordinary podcast, but more specifically Mutahar, was at minimum downplaying the situation for his pal Mama Max, and subsequently—
I have Yen rights. Yeah, and I'm here for your Wen Wongs.
Whether it was intentional or not, was playing damage control for him.
Sniper Wolf. Madar Man Monday!
What was that?
What was that?
Yeah, I take this very serious. I can't believe no one took this serious. How did Mix get upset that no one takes this serious?
What? What?
My name is Spencer, and I am a survivor of Camden Gerard Davis. He's the leader of a destructive...
They watch this, and these are the takes they're giving. Not just a complete condemnation of the derangement this guy is participating in. It's, how can we give this guy good advice to help people react to his story?
Lass Mouse Man, stop making me defend Mutahar, so true. At this point is kinda minute to me. The ones at first were much stronger in the timeline. With the Mama Max situation, you can make some arguments, like that he talked shit about Tommy C in the background. And really waited until the acted like he didn't know shit about what Max is doing. But this is kinda, a meh point for me. I need to know who wrote the Camden fanfiction of it. Why, do you want to meet them?
that has victimized hundreds of minors.
Now, in regards to Mutahar's first video covering the Mama Max show, a big part of Mutahar's coverage was when he went into one of Mama Max's older investigations.
Heavy yen mentality, hate everyone. That's what I'm doing anyways.
Into a guy called Magnetar, and outlined how Mama Max had made an unsubstantiated claim that Magnetar was a pedophile who had sent a photo of himself to a child. What motivated Mama Max to do this is the fact that Magnetar had made a video compiling all of the claims sent to him by Mama Max's exes, yes, plural, alleging the abuse that Mama Max had done to them. Here, I'll just let Mutahar explain his fuck up in that situation.
Max's account and evidence against Magnetar at the time amounted to a witness statement over Twitter, and that was all he really had to bring.
And his sister, don't forget his sister. Oh, and Spencer. Spencer joined later too and was like, yeah, he hang out at the shoe. Sword.
He made a serious allegation, and even then he followed up in his video that he wasn't going to continue investigating because there wasn't enough actual evidence.
But I have not made a video on it.
Okay, but is it just me, or does every ex try to ruin their life and lie about them? Yeah, I saw the video of Magnetar. I will say, I think there was this one girl that was crazy in commentary anyways. And didn't really seem to take it all that serious. But I know there was... I forgot her name. Harley? Who actually had police reports against him. Who had it wasn't an ex of him, but like more of a friend, old flame. And her account was actually credible. Like, they actually had police reports on Max for stalk for Haley. Yeah, Haley. Sorry. Yeah, Haley. His ex-flame, yes. Yes. Like, I think her account was the most important one in this situation.
Him, despite wanting to all these years, because I do not want to harass them, and I feel this is not enough evidence to build an entire case against him. So I have not and will not until we have more proof.
Max made an unsubstantiated claim against Magnetar without sufficient proof, showed a bunch of his photos, gave out his full name, place of work, and basically ruined this person's life. Now look, I have no idea what the truth of this situation is, right? But what I do know is Max made an unsubstantiated claim, and I made a very severe mistake of not looking into this at the time and giving a friend of mine a serious...
Yeah, and you were a bit of a pissy fit when he actually commented on that on Nicholas Theory's stream. You were like, yeah, I get the big dick energy right now, but I didn't say anything. Yes, but she was Magnetar's girlfriend. She was honest, I'm sure. She didn't lie. But just testimony by boyfriend of the video. Why does everything have to be so complicated?
Softball at the time. In reality, I talked about this on an episode of our podcast, and without intention downplayed a serious situation. Not just for Magnetar, but for some of Max's ex-girlfriends in that situation. And for that, I'm beyond sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if sorry cuts it when you repeat the behavior afterwards. Also, don't forget that in this instance...
I mean, they had at least... Can Saint stop being correct for a little bit? Yeah, it always makes me angry when he is correct. But again, they had a little bit more than Mama Max, at least in Haley's case. You know, because they actually had police reports on him and proof that he was insane. I know, big shocker, Mama Max is insane. Excuse me.
He's referring to Signal boasting a false allegation that he did no personal investigation into. Now, what's even crazy to me is the fact that Mutahar was already made well aware of some of Mama Max's wrongdoing, well over half a month before this podcast where he sweeps.
You're totally trying to one-guy me. I genuinely feel awful for Haley and Magnetar, and I don't agree with Muta. However, on paper, I can see how I took it. On paper. If we not say on paper.
For Mama Max. Here is a conversation that Mutahar had with the YouTuber Tommy C on the 28th of November 2023.
Finally, we get to Tommy C.
Do you know what happened to Lyrics' stream last night?
I don't know what happened to Lyrics' stream last night, but I am working on a Max video.
At one point, you really... What? What happened?
Did you hear that? You said he's making a Max video.
You're making a Max
video? I'm making a video.
Did you hear that, Tommy? Tommy, did you hear that? He's making a video.
On him. It's not like super long or like digging into it, but it's like I'm just going into how his attention for this specific project is the worst thing that he could do.
See, I don't think you guys are looking at it the right way. This is a scam. He makes 2 videos a year. He doesn't show any victims or any progress, and he makes a minimum $14K a month. His style has been, and this is not new, he just bit off more than he could chew with Charlie. His style is to guilt, fear, and...
Yeah, going against Charlie was definitely a big mistake on his case. Because they really picked the wrong fight.
Threaten and blackmail other YouTubers to give him clout. He doesn't want Charlie to help those kids. He wants Charlie to shout him out. And you could go back to 2022 when I pointed out that this whole thing is fishy as fuck. And he did a whole thing that I support pedophiles. I'm a goddamn molestation victim, that cocksucker.
I mean, I did not
I love him so much. That cocksucker.
know anything about like the Patreon stuff. Like in full context, like Max, me and him know each other like in real life. We're not like super talkative with each other though. Like, but we.
Oh, we're not super talkative though. Immediately downplaying his friendship with Max at the moment. Oh.
Like a relationship, I would say.
Okay.
So I just want to say there might be a bit of a bias here, but like I don't have like again, to me when I look at this situation, the way that you're describing it, it's fucking. I'm learning a lot of new stuff. Like I did not know about the 14,000 a month type thing. I didn't know about that.
So at this point, again, half a month before the podcast, Mutahar states that he is still real life friends with Mama Max, but he is making a video on it. Not only is there the actually deranged God cult videos, but Tommy C has also raised the point that Mama Max is essentially scamming his fans by running a Patreon for these fraudulent investigations. Yet this rat Mutahar continues to act like Mama Max
this moment is getting intense right now.
Might still have some evidence behind the scenes, inadvertently, or I guess directly, legitimizing his absolutely deranged investigation into Camden Gerard Davis, the vampire werewolf. Was he actually working on the Mama Max video that would end up coming out a whole month and a half later? Or was that just a claim he made to save himself from Tommy C?
No, that was the moment where he started to think about it. And it was like, nah, not looking deep into it, I just look at his wrong investigations. He can't take Pingelman serious. Yeah, with the Mama Max point, I feel like it's not as strong as a point as the other ones. No, you can make some points there, but I feel like the focus here is on the wrong ones.
Ire. It seems to me as if that is the case, considering how he spoke about Mama Max right up until the last moment. He had to be repeatedly shown how shitty of a person Mama Max was before he did anything about it. What's even more absurd is when you take into account the fact that when Mama Max spread rumors behind the scenes that his and Mutahar's mutual friend, the YouTuber Night Docs, was a bad father, creep to women, and with no evidence, Mutahar nearly instantly cut Night Docs off.
I doubt Muda works on a video for 2 weeks unless it's about deep diving into history. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his style is really simplistic.
What was more serious was the allegation where he had allegedly started unzipping himself in front of a minor, exposing himself over a Discord video call. Now, I actually confronted...
Yeah, this is a claim that Max now says was spread by Mutahar. Which again, I will say, don't quite believe it. This is he said, but saying that someone is a pedophile sounds more like a Max accusation.
To Jim about this one specifically because I wasn't exactly... I need to know the bottom of this truth, or I need to understand or at least get his side, because...
But you can have Mutahar here who, if it was Max who came up with it, he didn't really try to look into that. He just distanced himself from it. He spoke to Night Dogs, but distanced himself anyways without getting any really clear evidence for it.
Obviously,
and now apologized to him, and now it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was manipulated. I'm just a small bean.
Met the person in reality. Me and my wife confronted him, and in this situation, Jim obviously categorically denied that he had done anything, but I didn't have any evidence for or against Jim, and you know, in spite of all that, I still decided to, you know, hold back my connection, not talk as much anymore. We weren't necessarily the most talkative people anyways, but this absolutely sealed the deal, and that's just because I don't really like to interact with somebody that even has that kind of an ick on them or that stain, because again, I don't know what's true or what isn't.
I don't want anyone who has that kind of stain on them. I mean, again, if it was a serious accusation, understandable, but for someone like Mutahar, you would expect to look more into it. At least. Mutahar will agree with almost any accusation from a friend. He will not make them up usually. Yeah, that's also the impression I got. This is why I have the doubt that Mutahar is the one who actually came up with it. And again, accusing someone who's like a thorn in the eye is usually more of a Max kind of thing. Mutahar is just a gossip girl who then spreads it.
Situation, I just decided to dial back the friendship that I had. Obviously, considering everything now, I'm more inclined to believe Jim at his word, given the other party. But yeah, those were the two big allegations. Well, at least one of them were the most serious allegations, that being of the minor and him exposing himself over Discord. The other one about him being a father coming into question, I don't think I ever really questioned that. I think, obviously, when it comes to him and his interaction with kids, again, in comparison to him interacting in a weird way with potentially a minor or any woman on the internet was something that raised more...
Oh my god, he talks so much. Why does he use so many words just to say so little? Jesus.
Flags. Mutahar himself said it. There was no evidence for or against Jim, or as he's known on YouTube, Night Dogs. It was all unsubstantiated rumors spread with no evidence by Mama Max behind the scenes. Let me also be clear that Night Dogs have been housing Mama Max at the time, and this ungrateful Max decided to not only take advantage of that, but spread some of the most career and life-ending rumors to...
He credited Nick, but I think it was Mama Max where the clip... No, Nick made the one with the little spinny things. It was, Nick had Mutahar, Night Dogs, and... the other dude. Fuck, what was the other dude's name? Mama Max, Night Dogs, and... Nexpo, yeah, Nexpo had all of them talk about their friendship with Mama Max and how the Night Dogs. Then Mama Max stole it for his video. Yeah.
All of his personal and business associates. How the was Mutahar so willing to drop Night Dogs with no evidence if they were close enough friends that Mutahar's own wife was involved in the confrontation, and there had already been a million red flags about the accuser, Mama Max, falsifying or manufacturing claims. It seems to me as if Mutahar was much closer friends with Mama Max than he was willing to let on in that call with Tommy C.
Yeah, that's not a question. He was definitely closer to Mama Max than Tommy C.
In general to the public. It's just absurd to me, because even now, when Mutahar is sweeping for Nux Taku, he gets away with it because of the framing of oh, I don't want to cover drama content, despite the fact that he continues to do so. The real issue is that these certifiable degenerate freaks like Nux Taku and Mama Max can piggyback off of Mutahar's up until now near
yeah, because Mama Max was always like, Mutahar saw the evidence. Listen, he took it as a validation for the evidence he had. Because he was like, Mutahar saw it. If Mutahar saw it, that means it's good, right? Right?
pristine reputation and credibility, not just through close association, but because of the fact that Mutahar even goes as far as to sweep for these people, well after 500,000 red flags have already begun to show. In the case of Nux Taku, basically his entire career he's been a degenerate. It's only now, after public opinion has shifted against him, that Mutahar decides to jump on the bandwagon. However, that obviously backfired, as it ended up contradicting a shitload of his previous statements. As a result,
yeah, again, he got on the soapbox, set very high, not even that high, but he set high standards for other people and himself, and he couldn't really deliver them.
He enacted Plan B and steered his channel away from drama and swept the situation under the rug, which, all in all, has just been rewarded by his audience. In regards to Mama Max, well, Mutahar outright considered him a friend as of 6 days before his first video talking about him, and had previously lended his credibility to Mama Max when he made an unsubstantiated claim against Magnetar. Mutahar's opinion on Mama Max only shifted when the public's did. Subsequently, Mutahar has lost a substantial amount of his credibility in my eyes, as much like a greasy rat, he is more than willing to lie when there is even a semblance of pressure applied to him in order to save his own hide. Additionally, Mutahar appears to have amorphous opinions that shift depending on the social pressures that apply at the time, whether that's from online associates with a large platform or his audience. It seems to me as if he threw Mama Max under the bus, subsequently being rewarded for it. However, when he attempted to replicate the same with Nux Taku, it backfired, and so he took the video down and took a 2-week hiatus, followed by
yeah, that actually sounds like that's what happened.
him returning saying that he's gonna steer away from drama content. Oh wow.
Oh, by the way, also he apologized for covering politics. He made another video where he was like, oh yeah, I covered this one. I realized this is kind of toxic to cover politics, you know, because then people don't care about the video. They care more about discussing their politics and their comments. And so I won't cover politics anymore. You know, I will only talk about stuff like North Korea and Linux. As he always does. It was almost like this exact same video as when he apologized for doing drama content, and not the content everyone loves him for. Yeah, so no more drama, no more politics. Let's see what comes next. It was also really funny because it was like at the same time when Nux Taku started to go really strong into politics. It was like, huh. Zero backbone, yeah, exactly. As soon as there's a little pushback or people don't agree, they're like, wait, I missed something. You gonna cough North Korea and Adobe? No, not me. Just Mutahar. Nick has a very funny stream on that where he talks about it. Wait, let me see if I can find it. If you're interested in that one, I will definitely recommend checking out Nick's stream on it. I will look at it for you. I will look it up for you. Nicholas Diorio. Oh god, I still have the caps lock on. Oops. Which one is it? Since we're on the end of the video. This podcast was built on everyone being the same size, more or less, and demographics. 3 mil. Nerds from Muta, Zoomers from Oompa, Weeps from Nux. Yeah, that's true. Mama Max. No, where's Mutahar? Come to Mama. Where are you? Mutahar? Where's Mutahar video? Come to Mama. Oopfahrt? No, that's not the one. Oh god, has it already been that long ago? Jesus, time is running at the moment, I tell ya. I think like, oh, this video, I remember that can't be that long ago, and then suddenly it's been a few months. I'm like, oh, Oh shit, the year's half over already? Damn, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy, my dude. Blind rage, she's weird. I think that's the one.
The rioting need.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Found it. Won't cover it today because it's almost 1 AM. But for your own viewing pleasure, if you want to know what he has been recently up to, I will definitely recommend. Paste. Nicholas Dioria's video. You know, if you want to hear more about what Mutahar is doing. And with that, it is the end for today. I hope you all have a good night, good evening, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a good night. Bye bye. Oh, wait. Whose video did we watch just now? It's in the description. It was by Lord Quest. Okay, and now we all fuck off. Bye bye.